was like, yeah, I felt that. What it is, what it do? JQilin here, back with another episode of Doki Doki Blue Skies. And I have good news and bad news. The good news is we are close to the end of this route. Which I guess in some ways is bad news if you've been enjoying the episode so far. The bad news is the only reason I know that was because I recorded all from here all the way to the end of the route, but I can't use any of that footage because the audio quality for those videos was hot garbage. So I'm just going to replay everything, and everything will sound much better this time. So if you guys are ready to get on with this episode of Doki Doki Blue Skies, be sure to hit the like button and stay tuned, because we're picking up right after the aftermath of White Day Swag, and we're trying to patch things up with Yuri, so we're going to see how this goes. Huh? Did Yuri actually pick up? Oh, damn.
Hello.
We could do this. It's just going to go by a lot slower. Now she's actually on the line. I've suddenly forgotten everything I wanted to say. Hi. Come on, Qilin. You called her for a reason. I'm, glad you picked up.
To be honest, I was tempted to ignore your call again.
Oh. At least she picked up? Then why did you pick up?
I don't know. Actually, I suppose one reason was because I knew what you'd be thinking. You were worrying that I'd have killed myself, weren't you? It's alright. That's only to be expected.
Damn, she got me. It's not the only reason why I called, but it's a huge looming fear that's been in the back of my mind this whole time. I didn't want to admit it to myself, but it's true. I was worried that Yuri would have committed suicide. I mentally berate myself. Come on! Qilin. Yuri's not so fragile that she'd off herself after one argument, right? Stop thinking that she's made of glass. Although, she might not have committed suicide, but would it be so far-fetched to think that she could have accidentally cut too deeply and bled out? Sorry about that, I got a phone call. Anyway, like I was saying before, she's done this long enough to know where and where not to cut, so I suppose we could trust that she knows what she's doing. An image of her desperate scratching flashes back through my mind. Yuri, I'm sorry. Sorry for everything that happened last night. There was a lot of things I shouldn't have said. As you could see, I'm not the most sensitive or tactful person sometimes.
I'm sorry too, for allowing myself to show you that part of me. Ooh, I can't believe I actually scratched myself in front of you. It was just such an overwhelming impulse. Obviously.
It's okay, Yuri. I was about to say I get it, but do I really get it? All these issues, they're really difficult for you to deal with, aren't they? We both acted on impulse yesterday.
I suppose so.
You know, you were right. I can't imagine how it must feel to be you and have to deal with, you know. There's a sigh from the other end. It's so quiet that I could hardly make it out.
Thank you for acknowledging that. It's just so tiring, not having anyone to be able to understand that side of me. Of course, I'm not blaming you for not being able to understand. It's simply that all these feelings are extremely isolating.
Well, I know that I must sound like a broken record at this point, but I'll always be here for you. I might not totally get what you want. I might not totally get what you tell me, but I'll try my best. I'll try to help the best I can. And that includes helping you feel less isolated. Last night, I was really mad at the problems, not at you. I just didn't know how to voice my frustrations clearly enough. I wasn't self-aware enough to really pinpoint the source of my emotions until now. We're both in this together. Let's fight these problems alongside one another.
Thank you, Qilin. Sorry for not being able to speak so openly about everything.
It's alright. It's a work in progress.
Yes, it is.
Actually, can I come over to your place right now? So that we could talk about these things face to face? Plus, I know you have phone anxiety, so... Or we could talk somewhere else, if you're more comfortable with that.
Sorry, but I'd rather not.
Oh. Okay.
It's not your fault. It's just that I believe I need some time to think about things.
You mean you need some space for now, right?
Mm-hmm. But I agree with you, in terms of working together to assuage these issues. Only, I need to put my thoughts in order first, before I can try explaining things to anyone. Sorry, but I'm no good at speaking about these things unless I've properly thought through my words.
No, that's perfectly understandable. Guess it was too much to hope that everything could be fixed in one phone call.
There is a lot to mull over.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Thank you for taking the time and the effort to call and make things right, Qilin. I don't know if I would have had the strength to do the same.
Of course. I really care about you, Yuri. Don't forget that.
I won't. Thank you for everything, though. Really. I'll see you at school on Monday, then.
I mentally sigh in relief. It's not like Yuri can't bear to see my face then. Sounds like a plan.
If you'd like, we could continue this conversation during lunch. I believe I'll be ready to talk by then.
Are you sure? You really don't have to force yourself.
Yes. If I don't do it then, I'll never be able to do it.
Okay, I just wouldn't want you to be uncomfortable talking about everything. My mind flashes back to Yuri talking about being the perfect girlfriend. Please trust me when I say that I'd rather you wait until you're good with talking than force yourself to do so. You can't rush progress when it comes to these things, right?
Yes, you definitely can't rush it, but I think I'll be able to talk about it. But in the case that I do start to have trouble speaking, I'll tell you.
Okay, that's all I wanted to hear.
Would you like to meet me at the roof during lunch then?
That'll do just fine. Plus, we wouldn't have to worry about others eavesdropping on our conversation. So... I guess that's it for now. Man, I'm always bad at ending conversations on the phone.
I suppose so. Again, thank you for calling, JQilin.
Well, thank you for being receptive to me, even after our argument.
It's only fair. After all, I stoked the flames just as much as you.
Either way... Are you doing anything right now?
I had been cooking lunch when you called.
Alright. It's around noon right now. I'll let you get back to it then.
Oh, okay then. Thank you.
I'll see you on Monday.
Goodbye, JQilin.
Woo! All done. After a brief pause, a small click sounds and the line goes dead. I breathe a sigh of relief. That's over and done with, and it actually went pretty well. Lunch on Monday, huh? I better prepare myself for the emotional exhaustion I'll inevitably feel that day. But for now, lunch sounds pretty darn good. Ugh. Oh God, it's finally lunch. Time to meet up with Yuri. Strange, seeing all the students mill around me without a care in the world. They're far removed from all the drama that Yuri and I had to deal with these past few days. I wonder how the situation would have played out between different players. Again, I still don't know what he means by this. Would it have turned out better? Worse? Somehow I doubt that anyone around me has had to deal with anything like what Yuri and I have gone through. Wait, scratch that. Hasn't hanging out with Yuri taught me about anything about judging books by their covers? I mentally shake my head. Come on, JQilin, you have no idea what anyone else is going through. Judging others? Judging others. Yuri spoke a lot about that topic before. Yuri. Am I even prepared for this conversation? Probably not, but gotta have it. So might as well handle it the best you can. As I make my way to the roof, each step seems to grow heavier and heavier. My uniform seems to be uncomfortably warm, while my palms have suddenly collected a layer of sweat. Wheeze, neek, palms sweaty, mom's spaghetti. Before I know it, I'm in front of the rooftop entrance. Man, here goes nothing. As always, it takes my eyes a little time to adjust to the brilliant sunlight outside. Soon enough, though, I'm able to make out a tall, long-haired girl standing by the edge of the roof. The contrast between her violet hair and the pale blue sky makes her hair look all the more dark. Yuri. I step closer to her, prompting a slight peek over from her. She doesn't move though, so I like to stand beside her and look down at the school grounds below. Hello, Killin. Hey, Yuri. Normal enough of a start to the conversation. Yuri runs her fingers through the chain link fence blocking off the edge of the roof. It's a nice day out, isn't it? I guess so. You haven't had lunch yet, right? Well, lunch just started, so... Oh, right. Yuri's face turns slightly red, and when she quickly turns to rummage through her bag, I can't tell if it's to hide her face or not. Half yes, half no. You'll find out what the half no is in a little bit. However, she eventually pulls out a package tied together with a large handkerchief. A bento? I made you a bento. You never bring very nutritious lunches, and since we planned on eating together... Whoa, are you sure? I did bring some bread, so... I know you're not going to turn down a homemade bento from your girlfriend for bread. I know you're not going to do that. I made my own bento too, so if you don't eat it, it's just going to be wasted. Plus, it was made specifically for you, so... If this is a peace offering, it's the best peace offering I've ever received. Holy crap, thanks! Your cooking's always delicious. I feel bad that I don't have anything for you now. It's fine. I made it for you because I wanted to, not because I expected anything in return. Aw, Yuri. I take the boxes from her and peek inside. Rice, grilled beef, some kind of salad, and dumplings? Yeah, I remember when I first read this, I freaked out because I was like, she made us our dumplings! What a thoughtful girlfriend! You even made my favorite dumplings for it? Yes. I bought some before, so... Yuri, you don't know how much I appreciate you. I believe I have a good enough idea of that. We chuckle lightly for a bit, but Yuri's face suddenly falls. Killin, I'm sorry for everything that happened on White Day. Now that I think over what I did and said that day, I feel so ashamed. She bites her lip. Hard. I can hardly believe that it actually happened. Yuri, I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have pressed you so hard on things you obviously can't just change on a whim. Thank you, but I know that I was really the instigator. Well, if I hadn't carelessly gone on and on about Sayori, but I also could have outright told you why that was bothering me. Instead, I chose to internalize all of my negative thoughts, and it manifested in, well, blatant self-hatred. I mean, it's not like you explicitly chose to internalize it all, right? Yeah, it's just gonna be a ping-ponging between them of apologies and things I could have done better. It's just gonna be a volley back and forth between the two of them, and they were like, okay, we get it. You both feel bad about what happened. These deep-seated problems you have, I get that sometimes you can't help second-guessing yourself or thinking in a certain way. But in order to improve my mental health, don't I have to change these thought processes? Well, yeah. But doesn't it still take a huge amount of time and effort before you're able to fully change it? It's slow going in the beginning, right? And on that day, tensions have been running high anyway, so it would have been harder to be self-aware about it. Plus, I'm sure that some of my comments didn't help matters either. That's true, but either way... Yuri takes a deep breath. You were right. The biggest problem in our relationship right now is most likely communication. And that's really on me. Yuri? It's fine, Killin. You don't have to try to make me feel better. I have accepted that it's generally a fault of mine that I'm too emotionally suppressive.
After all these years, I've just gone in the habit of hiding my true thoughts and feelings from everyone.
It's definitely a bit selfish of me. Oh. Sorry, Yuri. I spoke for you instead.
Huh. It's actually a bit selfish of me. I don't tell anyone anything so that I could avoid being judged.
But that's a perfectly valid reason to not talk about some things, right?
Maybe, but I doubt that it's a completely healthy mindset. It stops me from communicating effectively with others too. So, I'm going to try to explain everything, all of it, to you.
The people.
All the reasons behind my thought processes, how I genuinely feel about certain things. I truly did some introspection over the weekend to figure things out.
Well, if you're up for it, I'm all ears. I don't know if I'll be able to understand everything, and I probably won't be able to relate to a lot of what you feel. But I'll try my best to be as empathetic as possible.
That's all I ask of you.
Once again, Yuri takes a breath to steady herself. And I take a cough to steady myself.
Where should we start?
We could start with the argument.
That's as good a place as any.
There's a strange, wry smile on Yuri's face.
Now that I think about it, I was probably overreacting during our argument, wasn't I?
It's okay if you get angry from time to time. I definitely said some things that were out of line.
But how would you have known what to say? You're not a licensed psychologist. And you don't self-harm, so it's not as though you would know the exact things to say to me.
I mean, I could have not said some of the things, though, too. If I had given it some thought before speaking, I could have realized that some of my words were hurtful to anyone, not just to a self-harmer. But see, earlier you said that tensions were running high, so you kind of... Hold on, let me see if I could get his exact words, because I remember he pointed this out. Anyway, I couldn't find it. I guess it was way back. But the point is, he made the point that it's the heat of the moment, so you wouldn't have been able to think about these things. So if he said that for Yuri, he should realize that the same thing applies to him. He was in the heat of the moment, so it's not like he would have had time to stop and think about what he was supposed to say. For instance, I shouldn't have said that other people have problems too.
That's true. When you said that, it seemed to invalidate my own issues. It minimized my suffering.
Yeah, like other people have problems too, so you should just suck it up and deal with it. See, I definitely didn't mean to invalidate you. What was something else I said?
How would you feel if I did this?
Oh yeah, I think I actually said that a couple of times. Actually, could you explain why it's so bad to say that? I remember I figured this out the first time I played through this, and then Yuri later confirmed it for me. Long story short, it's because it creates a negative feedback loop. Because it makes her feel crappy about what she's doing, which then in turn makes her feel worse about herself, which will then make her want to harm herself even more, which will then cause people to feel even more upset about what she's doing. So it just creates this negative feedback loop that quickly makes the situation spiral out of control. And I was like, guess I never thought of it that way before.
Alright, it's likely not very obvious to someone who isn't too familiar with the thoughts behind self-harm. I believe the best way to put it would be that saying that guilt trips me. It makes me feel worse about myself, because it makes me that much more aware of how self-harm affects others around me. And then it makes me feel like cutting even more. It's a bit of a cycle, where that makes me feel terrible, which makes me cut, which then makes me feel even worse, which leads to my cutting again, etc., etc.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
It's okay. Now you know.
Now that you say that, it seems so obvious, though.
Hindsight is 20/20, I suppose.
Yeah, guess so. Man, I wish I hadn't spoken without thinking so much. Again, heat of the moment. You didn't have time to think. You were too caught up being upset about the sight you were seeing. Yuri was doing some weird things in front of you. Were freaking the heck out. How are we gonna take the time to think about what you were supposed to say? I'm especially sorry for the ugly mess comment. Yuri looks down her arms. They're covered by her sleeves right now, of course, but I can imagine the scarring beneath the cloth.
Well, you're right.
Huh?
They are ugly. Well, to be honest, there was a time when I liked the way they looked. But that was at a time when I was in an even worse state of mind, if you can believe it.
I'm guessing that might have been around the time of her parents' deaths.
Quite simply, I'm disfiguring myself. And I feel like I deserve to be disfigured.
What?
It's like self-harm allows me to externally show how I feel on the inside.
I don't really know what to say to that.
I feel the need to punish myself for making mistakes and things like that. The first time I cut my arm, I was almost mesmerized by the blood flowing down my skin. It felt strange, seeing my arm marred like that. But in a way, it felt right.
Yuri,
You don't have to say anything. I know you probably don't know what to say.
she's got that right. I don't know what to say, so I'm not gonna say anything. Even so, I hope that you know that when I said that, I was mad at the self-harming itself, not at you. If that makes sense.
I understand.
Sorry if this is too soon, but I don't know a good way to ask this. You didn't do anything bad to yourself after our argument, did you? Sorry for asking so clumsily. I really don't know how I can breach the topic in a sensitive way. I mean, you could have just said. You could have asked. Well, did anything happen? Did anything happen? Did anything happen after? Did anything happen after our argument when you left to go back home? Anything I should know about? Could have probably phrased it that way, but I guess in this instance, since she's opening up to you, you could just be direct about it.
It's alright. The scratching helped take the edge off a lot, so I didn't do anything worse than what I usually do. Ooh, I still can't believe I did that in front of you. All my thoughts and emotions just suddenly overwhelmed me. It was almost as if a physical pressure was building up within me.
I see. Damn, I can't imagine.
Well, I'm glad that you can't imagine it. You know what I said. You know what you said about my not trying to change myself.
Sorry for that too.
No, it's fine. To be honest, I don't think I've actually been trying that much. I've been trying all that much. Sometimes a wave of motivation comes over me that makes me want to change, but that doesn't happen too often. I'm scared of how it'll be when I don't have self-harm to help me feel in control again. That physical pain, it's something I've come to understand and manipulate myself, something that has a definite end. It's the way that I've always coped. It's not often that something makes me feel like discarding that.
You did talk a bit about this before, I think. It's probably the first time I've came over to your house.
I suppose I did. In the end, I suppose I don't want to change.
Yuri, come on. You might say that, but you have changed already. She gives me a questioning look. You've become more confident in yourself when you speak to others, for one thing. Remember when you never even felt like saying hi to Natsuki before? And look at you right now. You're opening up to me about this stuff. Sure, you may still have your flaws, but that alone shows how, despite what you tell yourself, you're willing to change. So change isn't all that bad, right?
Ah, you're right. As usual.
You don't deserve this, Yuri. Please trust me when I say that. And I wouldn't lie to you about that either.
Okay. Thank you, Qilin.
I slowly sneak my hand over to touch Yuri's. Surprisingly, she actually grabs my hand in response.
It feels freeing to talk about this with you. Is it really okay for me to burden you with this?
Of course. What kind of person would I be if I didn't support my loved ones?
Thank you.
Anyway, no one's perfect. As we both know by now, if you're willing to forgive me, then I definitely think you should be able to forgive yourself, if that makes sense. You don't have to be the perfect girlfriend, because there's no such thing. Oh god, I just remembered. Which reminds me, please tell me whenever you're feeling uncomfortable with anything, Yuri. It's kind of an awkward subject to broach, but I've got to address it, and there's no better time than now, really. If you don't want to do something, like, if you don't want to be intimate at the moment or anything, you can always just say no. No one has the right to demand anything of you in that way. There'll never be hard feelings about it if you say no, just because you don't owe anyone sex or whatever.
Sorry, I just didn't know what to do at the moment. There were so many expectations and worries clouding my mind that I just forced myself. But don't worry, I don't blame you or anything.
Which is good, because I remember I said this when I first recorded this episode. Regret sex is never good. Never do regret sex. If you're gonna do the deed with your significant other, just feel like you want to do it. Don't feel like you kind of want to do it. You maybe want to do it, because then you might end up feeling bad about it afterwards. And nothing good happens when you feel bad afterwards. That's just a slippery slope. Things go from bad to worse. Nobody has time for that. So, if you're gonna do it, feel good about it. If you don't feel good about it, don't do it. It's just as simple as that. And if the other person is understanding, they'll be cool with that. If not, get the heck away from them. You don't need to be around those people. If they're gonna force you to do something like that you're not comfortable with, get the heck away from them. I don't care what you gotta do. Just get away from them. You don't need them in your life. Yuri, you don't have to apologize. Again, I'd never get mad at you if you turned intimacy down. In fact, isn't it better for both happy and willing to do something?
Yes, I know that now, but that wasn't the case at the time. Either way, thank you for bringing this up. To be quite honest, it was weighing me down quite a bit, but I wasn't sure of how to bring it up without turning it into an awkward mess. It's comforting to confirm that it's okay if I don't force myself.
Yeah, it's definitely a subject that had to be addressed. At any rate, whatever happens, I'll try to support you as my girlfriend. That is, if you still want to call yourself that.
Yes. I don't think I'm much inclined to breaking up with you. Especially not after you've been so kind and understanding towards me. I don't think I'll really find that again. At least not for a long, long time.
Well, I guess I meant to ask if you needed to go on a break or not. I definitely get that you might want some space, so...
Well, it is nice being able to speak on my own terms and knowing that I could take my time about things to think by myself. But I also know that I still love you. So, would it be alright with you if we just took it slowly?
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't have expected anything to go back to normal after just one conversation anyway. Honestly, I wasn't even expecting her to want to stay with me. The bell suddenly rings, startling us out of our quiet discussion. Jeez, we really lost track of time, eh?
We hardly even ate. We were so busy talking.
Well, I'm definitely glad we had this conversation. I think it helped me understand you a lot more.
And I'm glad I was able to work on my communication.
And I guess we better get to class, for now. But I'll meet you at the usual spot to walk the club together, okay?
Okay. See you soon then, Killin. Oh, see you then, Killin. And once more, thank you.
Back at ya. Kirby, right back at ya. Kirby, right back at ya. My mood has suddenly lifted from how I felt these past few days. Ironic, considering the dark subject matter that Yuri and I talked about during lunch. But it just feels nice, knowing that someone I love trusts me enough to talk about these things. It's a good feeling to have. I can understand that. And it's definitely gladdening to be able to resolve a conflict peacefully and come out of it a better person. I still worry about Yuri, of course. But now I feel more hopeful about our future together. Sneaking a glance at Yuri, who's sitting beside me, I catch her eye and offer her a smile. She smiles softly back in return and turns her attention back to the book in front of her. I could definitely see her fighting through all the problems in her way. But for now, we're back in the companionable silence that so often settles between us. To me, it's an indication that things can be better again.
Okay, everyone.
Monika's announcement once again starts me out of my reverie.
We all know that school's ending this week, right? Woohoo! Summer vacation! I can't wait to do nothing all day. Huh, everyone here can probably relate to that. Anyway, I was thinking, how about we all meet up outside of school during the summer to hang out? That sounds like a great idea, Monika. I probably would have wanted to keep seeing you guys throughout the summer anyway. After all, we're not just a club, we're all friends. Well, if you all insist, I'd be open to hanging out. I mean, it's not gonna want to see you guys or anything.
It's like, geez, Natsuki, you don't have to be so coy about it.
Hey, speak for yourself.
In my case, I'd definitely be down for a little club trip.
Me too. It'd help keep me out of the house. And I want to keep talking to everyone here. That's decided then. Let's meet this Sunday after school officially ends, if that's alright with you all.
We all unanimously agree. I catch Natsuki sneaking a smile at Yuri, but Natsuki only sticks her tongue out at me when I make eye contact. Typical tsundere behavior. Looks like everything's as normal as it could get for now. Normalcy is underrated anyhow. Well, that's what you think, friend, but you're gonna be in for a surprise when we hang out with the Goyles. Come Saturday. Lazy Saturdays. It's so nice to not have to worry about academics. You said it here, my friend. I can 110% relate to this statement. Gives me all the more time to worry about my relationships instead. And speaking of relationships, I'm hanging out with Yuri today. Well, not just with her. It's the day of our club trip. I call it a club trip, but really we're just going to be walking around town. Strange to think that we haven't really gone somewhere together as a group before. It's always just one or two people from the club, but not everyone at once. We're meeting up soon at the big intersection in the shopping district downtown, so I guess I should get ready then. Yes, you should. As I change out of my pajamas, I muse over my relationship with Yuri. We definitely have more deep conversations about darker topics nowadays, but it's nice to be able to talk about those things. After our initial conversation that day, Yuri did seem to regress a bit in terms of her openness. She probably thoroughly rehearsed a lot of what she said that day. Well, she said she did need time to think about things, so naturally part of that would have been rehearsing what she needed to go over, just to make sure she got all of her points across. But it's not like zero progress was made. Yuri actually does tell me when things bother her more often. Well, she's usually really apologetic about it, but still. The fact that she even tells me these things is good progress. It's been It's been a bit less than a week since our big conversation, though, so there just isn't been enough time for things to fully settle down yet. Anyway, it's not like she's going to be talking about this stuff much today, given how much we'll be hanging out with the entire club. I mean, it's good that you're having these deeper conversations with her. It's just, you don't want to have them all the time because you don't want to, like, bum each other out. It's good to, like, balance things out. Just saying. It'll be a nice change of pace, goofing off with everyone and laughing together. That's what you think. Suffice to say, I'm looking forward to our meeting today. It's way too hot today. The sun beats down mercilessly on me as I plod down the street. I remember in the first episode, when I first recorded this, I was like, I could totally relate to this knowing where I live, because the sun just beats on you mercilessly. You sweat within seconds once you're outside. I'm sweating like crazy from just walking downtown, despite only wearing a t-shirt and shorts. Ugh, I hope the girls won't be able to tell how gross I am. Well, even if I were super sweaty, I doubt anyone besides Natsuki would really mention it. They're all way too nice. Although, now that I think about it, Monika actually might tease me. And then Sayori. And then they'll bring in Yuri, who will also tease you. Therefore, all the girls will tease you. It's not soon enough when I finally catch sight of the others. Looks like I'm last, as usual. Also, I remember I pointed this out. Monika looks hot AF. Hot AF in this outfit. I was like, yo. I was like, this summer casual outfit for Monika is flames, bro. I'm totally digging it. I was like, the shorts look good. Her legs look great. And she looks like she's having fun. I was like, bro, I was gushing over this outfit because I was like, this is just fantastic. This is Monika's sexy outfit.
Kellen, there you are.
It took you long enough. Hey, lay off me for a bit. It's too hot to walk quickly.
Jeez, you should have left earlier then. Yeah, I live next to you and I got here pretty early.
Sorry, aren't you supposed to be on my side?
Truly a horrific betrayal.
It really is.
Alright guys, stop being such drama queens. Where do you want to go first? Maybe we should have planned this out a bit more. But where's the fun in that? We gotta be spontaneous. Yeah, Sarah's got the right idea there. We could try walking around a bit to see if there's anywhere we want to go.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, everyone, let's do that then.
So we're walking around. Even though it's the same background, don't worry, just pretend we're walking around. We mill around for a bit, window shopping and chatting about nothing. Eventually, we find ourselves standing around, eating ice creams. I find myself particularly inhaling mine as the ice cream drips down the cone.
Fwa!
Fwa! Fuck.
It's so refreshing eating a popsicle on a hot day. This reminds me how I spent summers as a kid. Kill and I used to always play in this one park with an ice cream vendor.
Oh man, I remember what park you're talking about.
Sounds like idyllic times.
Perks of having a childhood friend, I guess.
I haven't kept up with any of my own childhood friends either, so all those memories are relegated to the past for me.
Don't you guys have nostalgic childhood places you like to visit?
My parents used to bring me to a house in the countryside during the summers.
Man, is your family rich or something? All I got were trips to the pool. And I never even liked the pool. Anyway, you know how nasty public pools can get.
I don't particularly have anywhere nostalgic in this city either. My parents aren't really ones for randomly going out to the park or whatever. If that's the case, then why don't Kill and I show you our park from where it can make new memories for you, so that we can make new memories for you here to look back on in the future.
Well, we're not doing anything right now, so I'm up for it if the rest of you are.
Yeah, I'd be down. I'd be down to go.
It would be nice to catch a glimpse of Kill and Sayori's fabled childhood friendship.
If you guys want to go, I'm fine with it too. I mean, not you have an option. You're gonna come with us no matter what.
Well, that's that then. Lead the way, Sayori. Hooray! Let's go, Killin.
Haha.
Right
I'm
behind
right
you.
behind you. Dun, 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 dun. It feels like I'm going back in time as I step into the park. I haven't been back here in a while, and it looks much smaller than what I remembered. Here was a spot of countless adventures between Sayori and I. In my mind's eye, I see two children running around, one coral-haired and one brown-haired. It's kind of strange seeing both Sayori and Yuri here at once with me. It's like the past and future are colliding.
So, this is it, eh? I think I've been here before, actually. Like once, with my mom.
Huh. Maybe we've seen each other as kids before and we just don't remember it.
I wouldn't doubt it. Fate can be a fickle creature. I'd call it more coincidence than fate. Well, I think I would remember seeing a pink-haired girl here. Not many people have hair that distinctive.
Sayori, your memory isn't even that good. You forget half the things I tell you.
Hey, I remember the important stuff at least. It's nice being here, though.
Sayori trots over to the swing set and plops down on the swing. The rest of us follow her. I end up leaning on a metal bar with Yuri, while Monika sits on top of the bar.
Come on, Natsuki, swing with me. I haven't gone on the swings for so long.
Natsuki obliges and gets on the swing beside Sayori. Soon she is swinging back and forth at full force, her hair streaming through the air.
You're like a kid again, Natsuki. You're so cute.
At that, Natsuki abruptly stops swinging with a scowl on her face.
I'm not cute!
I exchange dry smiles with Yuri as Monika rolls her eyes.
Okay. I'm sorry for calling you a kid. I mean, I call myself one too, so it's not like I'm trying to imply anything. But disregarding that, I wish I were as cute as you. Ugh.
Sorry, but I have to say it. Natsuki, why do you always pretend that you're not cute? You gotta realize that you come off as really cutesy, right? You're seriously not fooling anyone.
I'm not trying to fool anyone. Who do you think I am?
She kicks the ground in frustration, jostling herself on the swings.
Wow, it sure seems an awful lot like you are sometimes. The tsundere act can get a bit tiring, you know. Hey, I'm sure Natsuki has her reasons. Everyone has their own problems in life. Not that I'm implying that you have any particular problems, Natsuki. You guys are gonna drive me insane. You guys want to know why I'm cute? It's because I am feminine. I like cute and pretty things. My favorite genre of manga is romance. Is that so freaking weird?
We didn't say there was anything weird with you being cute. We were just questioning why you protested so much. My mind suddenly flashes back to that one day long ago, when Natsuki and I hung out together and we talked about this over boba. Is it because you want to look strong? Cool? Looks like she's surprised I remembered what I said. I feel like she might be regretting opening up that one time now.
Well, what's wrong with that, huh? Doesn't everyone want to be cool and strong? I can't think of any situation where being cute and weak is better than cool and strong. But you can be cute and strong, can't you? Now, if you're a tiny girl like me, I like being cute, but I need to be strong. Need? Yeah, need. You guys probably don't know this, but it's just my dad and me at home. My mom's not in a place to help us right now.
The fire in her voice dies down at the mention of her mom, but picks right back up after she continues her rant.
Things are hard. Things are rough, so I have to be strong for the sake of my family. I can't be some silly little girl anymore who doesn't have a care in the world. I shouldn't be wasting time and money buying manga. My dad hasn't been doing well ever since my mom died. I shouldn't even be here, hanging out with you guys. Our shop needs all the help it can get.
Natsuki sighs here, fiddling with the swing's chain. Also, I find it interesting that she said my mom's not in a place to help us right now, but then she just sped on and said that things have been hard since mom died. So I was like, if you're gonna have the hang up about her mom still being gone, then it seems kind of weird that Natsuki would just come out and say that her mom died anyway. Granted, she was probably so caught up in her rant, she probably forgot about the fact that she just blurted out her mom died. So I suppose I could forgive that, since that's kind of understandable.
I'm just selfish. I can't help wanting to be a normal high schooler. Life's so unfair.
Sayori reaches out to gently touch Natsuki's arm.
It's okay, Natsuki. I get it. You do?
There's a slightly dubious expression on Natsuki's face, and to be honest, I'm curious about how Sayori can relate too.
There's a reason why I act all sunshine and rainbows all the time, you know?
For a moment, it seems like Sayori and Monika telepathically communicate with each other. Monika's like, you sure you want to tell him this? And then Sayori's like, well, since we're opening up, I think now's as good a time as any.
It's because I want everyone around me to be happy too. So, even if I don't feel like smiling or if I'm unhappy, I still smile for everyone else. Even if I don't want to wake up in the morning and face the world, I still smile. Plus, I don't want to burden any others with my problems.
Sayori, I didn't know. Why didn't you tell me? I'm supposed to be your best friend. But you've never been there for her when it counted. You've abandoned her for most of your life. Even when you came back in her life, you ditched her for your girlfriend and left her high and dry. And now look where you are.
That's why I couldn't tell you, JQilin. But how was I supposed to help? It's not your responsibility to help every single person you come across. Besides, I did talk to Monika about stuff, so... Yeah, and I'm glad you came to talk about it, Sayori. And even more glad that you were able to talk about it with everyone else, too. Yeah.
I suddenly feel incredibly guilty that I wasn't able to be there for Sayori. How could I have been so clueless that I haven't been able to tell that Sayori wasn't happy? That couldn't even tell when Sayori wasn't happy. To be fair, you've been clueless about a lot of things this entire time. Sayori, I've been telling you all my problems this whole time, though. In fact, I've gone on and on about the loneliness of my parents' divorce to all of you before. Given that, wouldn't it only be right to help you in return?
It's alright. You're just more expressive than a lot of people, JQilin.
Am I?
Yeah, you kind of are. Sometimes you say things that are so emotional it makes me cringe.
Hey, what the heck? I only got emotional with you guys like once, right before the festival.
Seriously? I guess my opinion of you was coloring my memories.
What kind of opinions does she have of me? Yuri, am I emotional?
I don't know if you're particularly emotional, but you are quite expressive. That's a good thing, though, in my opinion. See, it's nice not to have to guess what you're feeling. I guess you're the perfect match for Yuri in that way, JQilin. Yuri won't have to worry about you ever hiding your feelings from her.
I don't know if you guys are complimenting or insulting me.
Just take it however you want.
Compliment or insult, I appreciate you at least. Yuri smiles gently at me and puts her hand on top of mine. I feel like you've definitely changed my life for the better. I think that's an exaggeration. Well, it feels that way to me. You were standing by me at nearly every step of the way, encouraging me at all the right times, and comforting me in the dark ones. Even my social anxiety. It's not completely gone, of course, but you helped me talk to others and face that anxiety head on. Back then, I might have even turned down a group hangout like this out of anxiety. It's good to have someone force you to do things you don't want to do.
And you were the first one I was able to tell about my parents.
Your parents?
Yes. Although I don't know how similar our circumstances are, I think I understand your sentiments too, Natsuki, because I've lost my own loved ones. Feeling weak when there's a blatant need for strength.
If you don't mind my asking, when?
Long enough for the pain to fade into the background.
Yuri looks down, twirling a strand of hair through her fingers.
But to be honest, I don't think the pain's ever going to fully leave me.
And I remember at this point, when I first recorded this, I was like, yeah. Because I remember when Santos passed. And it's been almost 2 weeks now since that happened, but it's at the time of me recording this, it's been almost 2 weeks then since that happened, and it's just been it's still been hard on us, you know. My parents still even call Nico Santos sometimes out of reflex, and even though I would try to correct them on it, they still get kind of frustrated at that fact because it still hurts when you lose someone that close to you, whether it be I guess in this case an animal, but whether it be an animal or a person, just someone who's been in your life for a long time that you really care about, and then they suddenly disappear. I mean, that the pain's never gonna fully go away. You just learn how to. It'll lessen over time. You just learn how to deal with it. But it just, I don't know, man. The feeling of loss just truly sucks.
Sometimes I forget that they're gone and call out for them on impulse. And when I realized once more that they're gone, the waves of grief roll over me again.
Yuri, don't worry. I get you. The two girls smile sadly at each other. Also, I remember this was a weird-ass smile. When I first saw this face, it scared me.
I'm sorry, Yuri.
If you ever need to talk...
Thank you. I'm grateful to you all for being understanding. You shouldn't feel sorry either. It's not your fault. I know, but I wish you didn't have to go through that. Your parents must have been great people to raise someone like you, so I wish I could have met them too. They were great people.
Yuri sighs quietly and looks down at her hands. I don't doubt that it must have been difficult for her to reveal this to everyone. Thanks, Yuri, for sharing that with us.
Oh, of course. It seems like we're all opening up to each other today. I'm certainly glad that we've all grown this close. Me too.
If we're all sharing, I guess it's Monika's turn now, right? And as if we're thinking the same thing, Monika finally speaks up. Thanks for today, guys. It's been nice getting to know everyone even more. It's kind of funny how much closer we've all gotten in a single semester.
Yeah, I guess we didn't really do much last semester.
Feel free to give me all the credit for getting everyone closer. You wish. You wish.
If I had to pinpoint the moment we started creating a sense of camaraderie, I'd say it was when we started sharing poetry.
That sounds about right to me. The festival probably helped too. It was our first group project type of thing, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I guess having to rely on each other really helped bring everyone together. Haha. Does that mean there's a reason that teachers give you group projects? Besides making us suffer, I mean?
JQilin, you're usually one of the slackers in group projects.
Hey, how do you know I haven't changed? We haven't been in the same class for a while now, you know.
I think you've changed. I think you've changed at least I think you've changed at least a bit in that regard.
There's a moment of laughter, of light chuckling from us all. It's been fun, laughing and chatting with you all today. You guys are my first close friends. Well, besides Sayori. I raised an eyebrow at her. That seems kind of hard to believe, considering how popular Monika is.
Okay, I mean, I do call other people friends, but they're actually more like acquaintances. Sometimes when I talk to people, it's like I disassociate from myself and just see myself talking to them. I kind of feel like an alien sometimes. Or maybe a robot. Like I'm just built to do these things, but not actually cultivate my own desires or emotions.
I could definitely see Monika being a robot. Which I wonder if that's a reference to Game Grumps when they played DDLC.
Honestly, most of the time when I laugh, I don't actually feel like laughing on the inside. Monika. And I'm well aware that there are people who hate me too. Or those who think I look down on them. Little Miss Perfect, right?
You shouldn't pay them any attention, Monika. Most of those people are likely just jealous of your accomplishments. After getting to know you, I can testify to the fact that you are warm and kind-hearted.
Yeah, same here. I don't say that about everyone.
Monika smiles sadly at us.
But, to be honest, it's true. Oftentimes I do find myself looking down on other people.
Huh?
It's not that I want to be a pretentious princess, it's just that I'm trained to need to be perfect, I guess. I know that it's impossible to actually be perfect, but like, I can't fathom not getting straight A's, for instance. I legitimately cannot imagine even failing a test, or even losing my spot as the top student. My own mother called me a failure when I got a B+ in elementary school.
I was like, I remember when I first read this, I was like, dang. That is extreme levels of assholery. You don't do that to a kid, man. You don't just demolish your self-esteem like that so early on in life. That just ruins people. Monika stares into the sky, her voice monotone.
Do you know how my parents reacted when I mentioned not taking over the family business? They laughed and said that they hadn't raised me to become mediocre trash. Trash. Failure. Literal human garbage. That's what I would be if I weren't perfect. No ifs or buts. It's a black and white world for me. This life isn't one that I chose myself. Every single thing has been plotted out for me by my parents. Well, except for you guys.
Monika, to be honest, your parents sound like crazy tiger parents.
I guess they are. I mean, they give me food and a place to live in, and they pay for all my lessons and stuff, so I can't complain. They just love to brag about me to their friends.
Even so, that sounds like an unhealthy relationship.
Well, I have to put in the work to pay them back for raising me, right?
But it sounds like they could be really harsh, too.
Yeah, when they're mad at me, they can be pretty domineering. I guess you can say that my parents have mastered the carrot and stick routine. Jeez, are you sure you're okay, Monika? Yeah, don't worry about it. But really, no, I'm not. I need help. I'm dead inside. Help me, please. If it gets to be too much for me, I'll say something. Probably. Maybe not. Anyway, speaking of parents, it's actually getting kind of late, so we should probably get home soon.
The sunlight's certainly been orange tinted for a while now, with the soft breeze growing chillier by the minute.
Yeah, my dad's probably gonna be pissed if I take too long to get back.
Are you guys gonna be able to get home alright? Ugh, reading.
You think we are 9-year-old kids? Of course we will.
Hey, I just meant that it'll be night and all.
Thanks for the concern, Killen, but I think we'll be fine. I have a train to catch anyway, so the station's gonna be pretty crowded.
Yuri, what about you? Want me to walk you home?
I wouldn't want you to go out of your way. After all, you could easily walk home with Sayori.
Nah, it's fine.
Jeez, if you're so worried about her, I'll walk back with Yuri.
Are you sure? I wouldn't want...
I said I would, didn't I? It's fine.
Just take it, Yuri. That's Natsuki's way of being clingy. Hey, I'm not clingy. Haha, you guys are hilarious. It's nice to be able to hang out with a bunch of cute high school girls, isn't it, Kellen?
I give Monika the side eye as she smirks at me. It's like, you. Oh, you. Come on, Sayori. Let's go before Monika says any other weird things.
Ha, only teasing.
Yeah. Yada yada da. We all linger for a few more moments to say our goodbyes, but soon scatter as the winds begin cutting through us. It really is getting dark pretty quickly. I guess our conversation took longer than I thought. I guess that makes sense though. Sensitive topics usually take a while to talk through. And to be honest, I'm kind of emotionally drained from our discussion. Club really has gone far though. I hardly expected to be having conversations this intense with the girls when I first joined. It's nice to have close friends though, and especially nice to have a girlfriend like Yuri. Somehow, I feel like today's an indication that things will be alright from now on. And we're gonna call it an episode here. It's gone on long enough. It's actually a little bit longer than the first time I recorded this, so which is surprising because I'm pretty sure I talked way less. But it is what it is, I suppose. In any case, it's been real. It's been fun. Like the video if you haven't. Leave a comment letting me know what you think about what you watched, because I always look forward to reading the comments, and I'll always respond. If you leave a comment, I will respond to it, and if I like it enough, I'll heart it. It's been fun. It's your boy JQilin. Ciao for now.